Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to look at the energy for the week of July 13th through the 19th. Yes, 2026. Or anytime you find this message, just know that there is a message here for you. So what I'm feeling here is the energy this week is asking us to recognize patterns that limit our freedom or paint us into a corner. Specifically, emotional patterns that are rooted in survival or scarcity. We're being asked to build our emotional foundation based on freedom, authenticity, and your unique emotional wisdom. The new moon in Cancer on the 14th invites us home to your heart and what you know is possible for you. So dream big and plant seeds for the life you want to live. Keeping in mind that healing isn't about becoming someone new, it's remembering who you've always been. So allow the shell of false safety to fall away so the essence of your soul can emerge. So with that in mind, let's get Spirit's insight on aligning with this week's energy. I'm using a tarot deck I've not used before. It's called The Flow by Rachel Torda. I usually use a deck before I use it in a reading, so we'll see how we go. So the questions I want to ask are, what emotional pattern is ready to be released? What can you rely on this week? What might trip you up? What potential are you being encouraged to recognize? The best action to take this week, and then a final message from your guides. So what emotional pattern is ready to be released? What emotional pattern is ready to be released? We got the Tower. The card says the looming storm. We're talking about emotional patterns, so I feel like what is your default mode whenever things start to go wrong? Do you crawl back into your shell? Do you have destructive behaviors or ways of dealing with emotions, painful emotions, or even if it's maybe not even real, maybe a perceived threat, or you are assuming the worst? What is your default? Because that's what's being asked to be released at this time. And I think working with releasing those emotions around the new moon would be really great. The Cancer new moon is a fantastic moon to release emotional patterns. But take a look at how you deal with conflict or stress. How do you deal with that? That's ready to be looked at, acknowledged, and released. And I'm sure there's many layers to this. This is just one layer that's ready to be released. But sometimes the first layer is the trickiest layer, and once you've released that, it's easier to kind of see how your reactions to emotions can maybe get you stuck or paint you into a corner, like Spirit was talking about earlier. Painting, how do you paint yourself into a corner? How do we get ourselves stuck? All right. So a lot of fear, I would say here. So what, looking at emotional patterns around fear, when you feel fearful, what is your response? How do you respond to that? What can you rely on this week? Oh, look at that. There's such pretty cards. So it's the Four of Waves, Sanctuary. So this would be the Four of Wands in a traditional deck. So Sanctuary, what can you rely on? The people in your life that you know you can trust, your partner, your family, your close friends. You can lean on them. You can rely on them. And I think you know that. So wherever you feel safe, wherever you consider home and your core people, that's what you can rely on this week. And I love that. Look at all those colors. I love that bright fuchsia color down here. And I would also say, speaking of that bright fuchsia color, you can rely on the divine. You can rely on your connection with your guides, your guardians, the planet, your pets. You can rely on all of those people and beings. So nice. Very Cancer. I love that. What might trip you up this week? What might trip you up this week? I mean, looking at the Tower card here, I would say, assuming that something bad's going to happen, that could definitely trip you up. What could trip you up this week? Let's take a look. Asking Spirit, what might trip you up this week? Asking for guidance. King of Waves. So this would be the King of Wands. It says brave any depth. So going back to what I was saying about fearing the worst possible outcome, I think that's what could really trip you up. Stay focused this week on what you have influence over, what you can change, what you can do. Standing in your power, not giving your power away. And really, ultimately, what I'm feeling here for all of those that are watching is staying out of fear. I'm not sure why that's coming up so strong, but there is, that's what will trip you up. Falling into fear, allowing outside influences to control how you feel, to control the actions that you take. You know, stand in your power. So far, we have two fire cards here, which are all about trusting yourself, standing in your power, taking action towards the best possible outcome. And the energy of fire it's fearless, you know, it's powerful, it's fearless. And I feel like that's what we're being asked to be this week, is fearless. Don't allow fear to take control. Let's see, what potential are you being encouraged to recognize? So we could also say, what version of yourself are you being encouraged to recognize? So this feels like a new possibility coming in for you. And maybe you haven't recognized it yet. You haven't seen it yet. So what new version of you, or what potential are you being encouraged to recognize at this time? We got two cards. So oh, I love this. We have the Four of Wands. So this would be the Four of Pentacles. It says the smoothest route. I'm all for the smoothest route. And we have the Fool, Major Arcana card, stepping in, a single drop, a new beginning, a new direction. You know what I would say? The new potential that you're being encouraged to recognize is whatever's on your heart, whatever you are feeling you're feeling drawn to, you're feeling passionate about, what has captured your attention over the year. Where is your heart kind of guiding you? Where is the divine guiding you? I do feel like the end of this, now that we're halfway through this year, I really do feel like this last half of the year is pointing everyone in a different direction. And I just want to say, for all those watching, and probably Cancers in particular, following your heart, following your passion, following those breadcrumbs that the universe has been leaving for you is going to be the smoothest route. And it's going to lead you to a new beginning, something that you've never done. So that could be a little, that could cause some fear for sure. But trust yourself and know that you, even though you might have a lot of patterns that say otherwise, you have your best regard at heart. You want the best for yourself, your family, your friends, and everyone that you love and care about. So I really don't feel like you can steer yourself wrong. I really don't. Oh, I love that. The smoothest route. Okay? So this is a new potential version of you stepping into a new version of life, doing something totally different. All right. What's the best action to take this week? What's the best action to take this week? If there's one thing you could do this week to help you align with the energy, what would that be? I'm hearing stay in your heart, of course. If you're in your heart, you're not in fear, you're not in scarcity, you're aligned with your highest potential. Look at that. We have the 9 of Wands. So this would be the 9 of Pentacles. Safe harbors. I love the gold color. That leads me into the color I was feeling for us this week, which is yellow and gold. The 9 of Wands, safe harbors. I don't really feel like you can go wrong. Make yourself a priority. Prioritize what is important to you. Create the life that is authentic, that you want to live, and you really can't go wrong. All of your needs are going to be met. You'll have enough. It may not be everything you want, but all of your needs will be met. And this is having a life that is comfortable and works for you. I love this. This is my favorite card in the tarot. The nine of Pentacles and safe harbors. This is trusting yourself to create the life that is best for you and for everyone around you. But that yellow color, that was the color that I was feeling would be best for us. One, it links into the solar plexus, your self-confidence, standing in your power, not giving your power away to fear or to anything else. So I think working with the colors gold and yellow, it's a very resilient color as well. Any of the yellow crystals would be great. Citrine, yellow calcite. I'm really feeling bronzite as well. I feel like bronzite is a stone that's overlooked quite a bit, and it's very empowering and also very grounding as well. So I think bronzite would be a great crystal to work with. And let's just get one final card, one final message from Spirit to finish out this week's reading. All right, one final message for the week ahead. 5 of Snow, breakaway. So this would be the 5 of Swords in the traditional tarot. Break away. Break away from the pack. Break away from old patterns. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to move in a different direction. I love this. It's so pretty. Yeah. Break away from anything that's holding you back. And I'm also hearing don't be afraid to sever ties with people, things, places that no longer are serving you. There's some big shifts coming. Some really big shifts coming. So I really like that. All right, you guys, may this week bring you clarity, peace, and the courage to honor the path that is uniquely yours. So bright blessings on the week ahead. Take great care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.